everyone, welcome back to another episode of Be Money Smart. I'm your host, Augustine. And today's topic is something I think a lot of people wrestle with. That's the starting point of your life, determine how far you can go. Or put simply, that your background decides your future achievements. Honestly, if I were to sum up my views in one sentence, it would be stop limiting yourself. Because if you think about it, every single one of us started out the same way, just the tiny one cell. You can't really get to lower starting points than that, right? But what happens along this way is people start to feel weighted down by their circumstances. Maybe your family background isn't great, or you don't have much support. Your grades were never good, or you didn't get into the top university. You don't have the right certifications. Because of that, you might feel shut out of the good opportunities. Now, here's how I say that. There are two types of factors in our lives. First, the ones you absolutely cannot change, like the family you were born into, or whether your parents have the money, or how much support they can realistically give you. Those things you just have to accept. Complaining won't change them. But there are other factors you can change. For example, not getting into schools you wanted, or earning a certain credentials, or landing the first jobs of your dreams. These are the things you can work on and improve. So instead of resenting them, why not take actions and change what's within your control? And here's really cool part. When you achieve something through hard work, not because you inherited wealth, not because you have family connections, or not because you happen to benefit from some lucky waves in society. Those achievements are 100% yours. That makes them even more meaningful, and they are untouchable. No one can take them away from you. So in that sense, I don't really buy into the idea of a low starting point, especially in China. But this could apply elsewhere too. If you truly want to, and you can keep studying and going higher, step by step. Education is accessible, and if you are ambitious, you can pursue advanced degrees. There are also student loans, and in China, and those loans are far cheaper and easier to manage. Even though we sometimes say a degree isn't as valuable as it used to be, but finishing a master or even a PhD can still land you a very least stable job. It might be tough, sure, but it's still a solid foundation. And remember, just because you earned a degree, that means you must follow that exact career path. A degree simply gives you an option, and you might use your skills in business, launch something entrepreneurial, or commercialize your research. Let's take sales, for example. In sales, nobody really cares about your starting point. This field is full of people from completely different backgrounds. Top-tier grads and the people who didn't have as many advantages alike. And the reason is in sales, success does depend heavily on social status or academic pedigree. It's much more about how well you understand people and how skilled you are at building trust and how resourceful you are. And across industries, the very best salespeople, the top achiever, the sales champions, all share the surprising common trait, genuine sincerity. And that might sound counterintuitive, because we often imagine sales as manipulative, full of schemes or half-truths. But in reality, the professionals who rise to the very top do so because they are authentic. Customers can sense sincerity. It's what builds loyalty and fuels the result. And now, if someone feels like they were starting from a low point, I should say two things. The first, it really depends on how you define the low. And because think about it, the very little kids start their lives at basically nothing, and everything is a process. And second, more importantly, Don't get stuck thinking too much about where you began. Instead, focus on where you are going. And here's a simple exercise. Picture the kind of life you want in the future, and don't just keep it vague. Actually write it down or sketch it. And then every day when you wake up, read it back to yourself. Let it fuel your drive. And when you have a clear goal and you deeply understand why you want it, and that why becomes your motivation. Once you are inspired from within, and you naturally start working hard, and you stop wasting energy comparing yourselves to others. Because comparison is really pointless. You will always find people better in one area or worse in another. What matters is pushing forward on your own chosen path. And here's the crucial part. Process must come from your own desire to grow, not just from the fears of falling behind. A lot of people look around, say, oh, everyone else is starting harder, working harder, and better to catch up, so I don't feel embarrassed. But chasing goals purely out of comparison doesn't really work, and this kind of second-hand motivation won't last. So my advice, stop comparing, especially for students in key transition years like the ninth degree, the high school seniors or grad school applicants, college seniors about to graduate. This is a crucial moment, and what you'll notice is once you graduate, people's paths diverge dramatically, and that's actually the good thing. See, when we are young, we grew up in a standardized system. Everyone in the classroom is judged by the same criteria, but adulthood is the opposite. People split off, chasing different dreams at different paces. That diversity is healthy. The biggest shift you can make is learning to respect those differences, while also respecting your own. Live with good boundaries. Know yourself, know others, and accept differences. And don't let them shake your focus. And when you're chasing big goals, here's a tip that's particularly relevant in China's fast-paced, high-opinion society. Work quietly, and don't announce every goal to the world. And do the work in the silence, and share your success after you achieve it. That way, if the things don't pan out, no one keeps scoring but you. But if you succeed, you will naturally earn recognition. Because let's be real, when you set goals, obstacles will come. And maybe your family objects, maybe you're short on time, maybe social pressures waiting, or temptation showed up. If your inner convictions isn't strong, it's too easy to get thrown off the course. Take the weight loss as an example. People say, oh, I want to lose weight. But you first need to ask how much and why, what's driving you. Is it healthy? And once you are clear on that, you can set realistic goals and follow the SMART principle. That is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. From there, create practical steps. And for instance, scheduling workouts and planning meals, and also plan for setbacks. Anticipate how you will respond to them, and when the temptation comes up, like junk food, social dinners, or just not wanting to move. If you really have the strategy in mind, you are more likely to succeed. This goes beyond fitness. Whenever you achieve a meaningful goal, passing a certification, launching a project, or improving your skills, the world rewards you, and you will gain confidence, opportunities, maybe money, maybe connections. But the biggest reward is internal, knowing yourself pushed through and did it. And now, if your goals come only from comparing with others, you'll never ask yourself why you want it. And let's be honest, you probably won't stick with it. Without why, it's almost impossible to push past challenges. You will stay stuck at the starting line, watching others move forward. And that's why I say, don't blame your starting point. Because at the end of the day, everyone is trying to improve, step by step. And the question is not how you started, but whether you have the mindset and your willpower to keep climbing. So here's my closing message. Your starting point doesn't define your path. But what matters most is you keep moving forward. Picture your future clearly, keep pushing upward, and don't let anyone, whether it's society, family, or even own doubt, drag you back down. And that's it for today's episode. I hope it inspires you to keep chasing your own version of success. Your journey is yours alone, and the only thing that truly matters is that you don't stop moving forward. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now, and here's wishing each of you a brighter and better future.